Greetings to you, dear learners. This is Jinu Cynthia, Assistant Professor, Department of BVOC Software Development and System Administration, St. Joseph's College, Autonomous, Tiruchirappalli. I am very happy to see you all in this e-learning platform. So I'm going to introduce a new course called Java Programming. So in this lecture, we're going to learn about the basic and fundamental concept in Java called Object-Oriented Programming System, that is OOPS. So now let's get started. So now what is OOPS? OOPS in Java is a programming paradigm that uses objects to design software. It helps in organizing code by bundling related properties and behaviors into individual units called classes and objects. So now let us learn what is class and object. Imagine you are a car designer. Okay, imagine you are a car designer. You need to prepare a car design plan. What's the first step you will do is the first step we need to prepare a blueprint of a car. Okay, we need to prepare a blueprint of a car. So, what are the things that will come into our mind when we design a blueprint? First one is the interior of a car, next, the color of a car, then the accelerator, brake clutch, then sunroof, and all these things we'll keep it in mind where we'll design a car. So, what is class? Class is just a template. Do you think that whether it is possible to drive a car with the help of this template alone? No, it is not possible to drive a car with the help of this car design. Whereas we need to build a real car. So that's where object comes into a part. So what is an object? Object is an instance of a class. So what is an object? Object is a real car. Okay, the actual car that we bought into it. So now what are the main four pillars of OOPS in Java? The first one is encapsulation, second one is abstraction, third one is polymorphism, fourth one is inheritance. So now let us learn what is encapsulation. Encapsulation is wrapping of data and methods into a single unit. Now let's talk about encapsulation. Think about a medicine capsule. When you have a headache, you just take the capsule. You don't know what are all the ingredients that is present inside the capsule. So in the same way, in programming, we wrap all the complex logic inside a class just like the capsule and give users simple access through methods. So the second one is abstraction. Abstraction is hiding internal details and showing only essential features. So now let us say you are driving a car. What are all the things that you will see? You will see the steering wheel, gear, speedometer, and the brake. So, what don't you see? You don't see the engine, wiring, or fuel injection system. You don't need to see all that. You just need the parts that help you drive. So, that is abstraction. In notes, abstraction means showing only the necessary features to the user and hiding the internal complexity. So, the third one is polymorphism. So, what is polymorphism? Now, you imagine this. You are one person, but in different situations. You behave differently. At home, you are a son or a daughter. At school, you are a student. With the friends, you are a gamer. In public, you are a citizen. So the same person with the different roles. So there are two types of polymorphism. One is compile time, another one is runtime. Fourth one is inheritance. A class inherit properties and behaviors from another class. So what is inheritance is? Let us say you have a curly hair like your mom and tall like your dad. You inherit these traits from your parents. In programming, inheritance works the same way. A child class inherits properties and behaviors from a parent class. Just like a child automatically gets some features from parents, a class in Java can get features, that is methods and variables from another class. So these are all the four important OOPS concept in Java. So the next one is the most anticipated, the first Java program. So here I have created a simple Java program called class teacher. So now What is how to declare a class? Okay, how to declare a class. The first step is what's the syntax for declaring a class is class. Class name is a syntax for declaring a class. Class name is the syntax for declaring a class. So the class name can be of anything. Okay, the class name can be of anything. It can be of a student. It can be of X, Y, Z. It can be of anything. So here I have created a class called teacher. So before the class, I have used a keyword called public. So now let us divide the programming into each segment. So what is public? Public, the access modifier. In C programming, we would have studied the concept of access modifier. There are three types of access modifier. One is private, public, and protected. So as of now, in this lecture, we're going to learn about the public access modifier. It allows the method to be called from anywhere. Suppose if I declare a class as public, I can access the class anywhere from the class. Okay, this is the class number one. If I'm using another class called XYZ, if I need to access the property of this class, suppose I'm just declaring a variable as X and Y, I'll able to access the class XY from this class when it is declared as public. So the next one is static. It belongs to the class, not an object, can run without creating an object. Do you think that whether it is possible to run a Java program without creating an object? Yes, it is possible to run a Java program without creating an object. So that is why we are using the word called static. Void is return type, means it does not return anything. The next one is main, the entry point where the execution starts. The next one is string args, an array of string used to receive command line arguments. So now let us run this code. Okay. So I'm just opening the VS Code. So here I have created a Java folder. So now I'm just opening a new file called demo.java. Okay, demo.java. So here automatically a class has been created with the help of the file name called demo. So public specifier can be has been used here. So now just I'm going to print a statement alone. Okay. So for printing the statement, I'm using system.out.println. Output that I need to get is I am teaching Java. So this is the code which I need to do it. So now we are going to do the public static void main. So this is the main class where the program will start executing. So the output that I need to get is I am teaching Java. So for that, for printing the statement, I'm just using system dot out dot println. Okay. So here I'm just putting I am teaching, sorry, teaching Java. So first is semicolon. So here the program is. So what's the first step I have created? I have created a file name called demo. So it will create a class name. So class demo. I am just using a specifier called public. So next step is I need to declare a main class. So whereas I need to use public static void main string args. So in this program, I'm just printing a statement called I am teaching Java. So with the help of system.out.println statement, this statement will help you to print a statement. So now I'm just closing the main class as well as the class. So here I want to run the file. So before running the file, I just wanted to compile the file javac, the file name that is demo.java. So this was for compiling the file. The next step is I need to run the file. So Java demo. So I hope it is visible. The output is visible for you. I am teaching Java. So here, so this is what the program is. A very first program. Okay. I hope it is very clear for you. Thank you.